From the shores of mainland Greece, you catch a glimpse of Skorpios rising gracefully out of the turquoise waters, surrounded by lush greenery and bathed in the year-round Mediterranean sunshine. The island is modest in size, just a few hundred acres, but it more than compensates with its secluded beaches, winding pathways, and thick groves of olive trees. When Aristotle Onassis, a Greek shipping magnate of tremendous wealth, acquired Scorpios, he saw not only an opportunity for privacy, but a canvas for creating a dreamlike escape far from the prying eyes of the paparazzi. And when Jackie, the former First Lady of the United States, entered the picture, this paradise took on a whole new layer of glamour and mystique. Picture yourself arriving by yacht, guided by the gently rolling waves of the Ionian Sea. As you step onto the island's pier, you're greeted by fragrant lemon trees and immaculate, winding footpaths that lead to the main villa. The architecture here harmonizes local Greek tradition with touches of modern flair. Aristotle Onassis spared no expense in creating this home, carefully blending the timeless charm of the Mediterranean with innovative comforts drawn from across the globe. Creamy white walls contrast with terracotta roofs, while decorative arches frame your view of the sea and sky. Lush gardens wrap themselves around each building, with swaths of bougainvillea bursting into brilliant pinks and purples, offering a riot of color against the gently swaying cypress trees. Stepping inside the main residence, you find an atmosphere of understated luxury. Cool marble floors reflect the soft Mediterranean light, filtered through grand windows that capture the sea's dazzling turquoise hue. The living areas are expansive, yet they feel unassumingly cozy, anchored by plush sofas and armchairs, upholstered in muted palettes of creams and pale blues. Jackie's signature touch. She was renowned for her eye for design, and her influence is evident in every corner. It's said she favored an elegant simplicity, minimalist decor, sprinkled with personal mementos, artworks, and souvenirs from her travels around the world. There might be a Greek vase from a local artisan standing shoulder to shoulder with a contemporary sculpture, each piece telling a story of a culture or moment that caught Jackie's discerning eye. Friends and family gathering here would savor the dining room's panoramic view. Large doors open to reveal a veranda where you can catch a hint of the sea breeze and maybe even the distant hum of a passing yacht. The dining space itself is set with crisp linens and fine porcelain. A gilded mirror on the wall adds a flicker of opulence, reflecting the flickering candlelight during evening meals. In this very room, Jackie and Aristotle hosted intimate dinners that drew an eclectic mix of guests, European royalty, Hollywood legends, international political figures, and close-knit family friends. These gatherings were known for their lively conversations where participants shifted easily from Greek politics and American culture to the latest trends in art, music, and literature. But perhaps the real soul of Scorpios exists out of doors. The property is punctuated by hidden terraces and footpaths that meander through olive groves and bright, fragrant gardens. At various points, you find shaded seating areas, some tucked beneath pergolas heavy with flowering vines, perfect for an afternoon siesta or quiet conversation. Jackie was known to spend early mornings exploring these paths, often with a book in hand, savoring the gentle Ionian breezes and the soft sound of waves lapping against the island's shores. Far from the cameras that once followed her everywhere, she could move at her own pace, free from the obligations and formality of public life. Venture farther, and you'll discover a small private church, a testament to the devotion Aristotle Onassis had to his faith and family traditions. It was there that close family ceremonies took place, a refuge for prayer and reflection beneath a vaulted ceiling and frescoed walls reminiscent of centuries-old Greek chapels. Across from the church lies the family cemetery, where Aristotle Onassis and other family members were laid to rest, ensuring a lasting bond with the island they cherished so deeply. These quiet, sacred spots illustrate the deep personal significance Scorpios held for the Onassis clan. Beyond its glamour, it was also a place of solace and meaning. One of the island's centerpieces is the swimming pool area. It's not just any pool. Legend has it that Onassis had seawater pumped in directly from the Ionian Sea, capturing the essence of the surrounding environment. Oversized sun loungers line the pool deck, each draped with plush towels for sunbathing guests. Jackie herself had a shaded cabana where she'd pass the time reading letters, planning philanthropic events, or, more simply, reflecting on life. In the distance, the gentle sound of a piano might float in from the main house, or a cheerful burst of laughter from guests mingling over cocktails. Even though Onassis's lifestyle was famously lavish, a spirit of relaxation and ease pervaded Skorpios. Everyone could let their guard down. The story of this island wouldn't be complete without mentioning some of its more famed visitors. Winston Churchill, an admirer of Greek culture and a longtime friend of the Onassis family, is said to have strolled these paths, perhaps penning parts of his memoirs, while seated under a shady olive tree. Hollywood icons like Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton reportedly dropped by, adding their own sparkle to the island's social scene. Celebrities mingled with politicians, artists, and entrepreneurs, all drawn by the island's renowned exclusivity and the chance to spend time with one of the most talked-about couples of the century. Yet even as glamorous as these gatherings could be, there was a surprising intimacy about Scorpios, a sense that its magic stemmed from a shared appreciation of simple pleasures, sunsets, fresh seafood, and the joy of good conversation. At the heart of it all, of course, was Jackie Onassis, a figure admired worldwide for her poise, style, and unwavering resilience. Scorpio served as her personal Eden. Here, she would escape the unrelenting spotlight that came with her name, especially following her years in the White House, and the tragic loss of President John F. Kennedy. Onassis offered her a place to redefine her life on her own terms, and the island gave her the freedom to rediscover happiness far from media glare. Photos from that time captured Jackie strolling the beaches in a casual sarong, sometimes sporting her iconic oversized sunglasses, but looking more relaxed than ever, like a woman finally able to breathe. Even in its architecture, you can sense Jackie's subtle but profound influence. She introduced gentle pops of color, pale coral or soft sea green, into the predominantly white or cream interiors. Linens were often crisp and lightly embroidered, a testament to her refined aesthetic. Bedrooms featured canopied beds and spacious balconies, where guests could watch the fishing boats glide past in the early morning light. And although a certain level of grandeur was always present, this was Aristotle Onassis's island after all, there was also a sense of comfort that made Scorpios feel less like a resort and more like an intimate family home. Friends recall that Jackie ensured every guest room had a fresh bouquet of hand-picked flowers and a welcoming note, small gestures that spoke volumes about her hospitality. The island's uniqueness did come at a price. Over the years, rumors swirled about how Onassis poured countless resources into maintaining Scorpios, carefully desalinating water, importing exotic plants, and flying in chefs who specialized in both Greek and international cuisine. Helicopters would come and go, ferrying supplies and visitors between Athens and Scorpios. Despite the logistical challenges, Aristotle Onassis considered it all worthwhile, a necessary investment to preserve the sanctuary where he and Jackie could live out an almost fairy tale existence, at least for a while. After Aristotle Onassis passed away in 1975, Scorpios eventually passed into the hands of his granddaughter, Athena Onassis. Over time, she chose to part ways with the island, which led to high-profile deals, rumored purchases by Russian billionaires, and ongoing intrigue about the future of Scorpios. While times changed, the memory of Jackie Onassis' presence there has never dimmed. The world remains fascinated by the idea that a single island could hold such a significant place in the narrative of a woman who was, at one point, the most famous First Lady on the planet. The real allure of Scorpios lies in the stories woven through its pathways, beaches, and hidden corners. Imagine bumping into Jackie in the garden, or spotting her perched on the edge of the swimming pool, engaged in a deep conversation with a close friend. Perhaps you'd catch her strolling at dusk, a warm scarf draped over her shoulders, admiring the play of moonlight on the waves. In the hush of the early evening, as cicadas began their nightly chorus, the island would transform into a realm where the challenges of the world felt distant, and the living was purely about the moment at hand. Now that we've taken this little journey together, what do you think? Does Scorpios Island sound like the private haven you'd always imagine for someone with Jackie's grace and complexity? Or does it surprise you with its mix of lavish details and down-to-earth comforts? If you had the chance, would you wander these leafy paths and lounge on those white sand beaches, absorbing the history and ambiance of a place once frequented by the elite of the mid-20th century? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to leave a comment and share your imaginings about life on a private Greek island and about Jackie Onassis herself, one of the most compelling figures of our modern age. If this glimpse into a hidden paradise touched your sense of wonder, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more tours through some of the world's most remarkable homes and stories. Until next time, may you find your own little slice of paradise wherever you are, and may you carry a bit of Jackie's timeless elegance in all your adventures. See you soon.